think that neighbors are better than relatives because the relatives are too far away. Neighbors are around the corner. So, but when John Wilder died, I cried and cried. He was like father, you know. He was born in 1914. My father was born in 1914, and Margie sold the house to me, and she reduced the price because the house is dodgy, you know. And I gave her a dinner, and she had a dinner very nicely. And I, when she was going, I packed up double. You know, I do double cooking. You know, next day lunch also, Margie, you can have this chicken for next 3 days. The chicken never go wrong. You can take out some portion and heat and eat. You know, and she was very happy. She said, "I'm sitting here like a mother, and you gave me even enough for my lunch." You know, and I then realized how stupid I am. You know, I remember Cain and Abel. I've been feeding hundreds of people. They're bloody thankless. They never say thanks. And this lady I gave first time, and she said, I'm sitting here like a mother. You know, I told myself, I'm so stupid, I'm unable to form my judgment who is a nice man, who is a bad man. And we could have been very good friends. There were a couple were fighting, screaming, you know, and breakfast room is joined with each other. I could hear their radio also and scream also, and I got a paper and wrote a letter. Dear Margie, do you know that I can hear you crying and I hear your music also. You people are lonely, so therefore, when you feel like fighting with each other, come to me, we will have tea together. Maybe beer. My husband likes beer, so we will give you beer. You know, and they got my letter and she said, my husband now realized how nuisance he is, you know. So anyway, so I realized this Margie was far superior, far better than anybody else I know. Can you believe that? Then I remember Cain and Abel's story. When he touched the banker and the banker was dead. And I said to myself, we could have been friends, you know, me and the next door people. Then, you know, when she sold the house, and I said, why do you want to go? Everybody told her not to go to Canada. So you can stay. I should have said it. Why do you want to go? You are lonely, we are lonely, we don't have children, you don't have children. Why do you want to go to Canada? Stay here. Stay upstairs, live in an upstairs room, and come down and talk to my husband. We are just as lonely, you know. So everybody told her not to go. You know, even Jewish people she knew, they told her not to go, but she left. And we used to get letters, what is called as the royalty, and lot of royalty. And I wanted to tell her that, what do you want me to do with them? But she must have died. I felt so sad, you know, leaving behind a bundle of photographs. John Wilder, the model of, he was a model, film actor, and I looked at, I said, they don't have children, leave the photograph behind. They were so fond of photograph, and therefore, when I left India, I brought photograph of every member of the family. I said, first of all, I'll get rid of all the photograph. And instead of me dying in England, leaving the bundle of photograph, so I gave all the photograph to my family member. Keep your photograph, you know. I brought them here because I love you all, you know. So now you must look after your family, you know. So my be left all everything, and killed by English people. He is earning his own money, paying taxes from his pension also, and Queen should say, thank you very much, Mr. Darley, paying taxes, but somebody killed him. Killer even made an announcement, we are going to kill your husband. There are too many prostitutes in England. They were in a red light area, now they are working for MI5. That is what I read in the website. So I think you people should adopt a new religion also. Although I am very fond of Jesus Christ, I was telling my husband, why is that Jesus Christ was killed, nobody had the guts to give open confrontation to somebody. People get scared of their own life. So much crime on one person is not a good idea. So much crime on my husband done by a queen's sexual pest is not a good idea. So to pick up my husband's killer, start from Mr. Dr. Steer. He wanted my husband to dead. Then there is a nurse, black woman in Central Middle Sex Hospital. Pick her up. Number one, Mr. Hooper made threat to kill my husband in 40 years ago, 74. Then these people who write article in the Daily Telegraph wanting me to read. They were article in 82 what the doctor want. Then this on dementia, so that I take the article to he might have induced the idea in me to take the article to Dr. Ross Clinic and give deputy to my husband. These are people, they plenty of guidance, to kill people, to have people arrested. Arrest the police woman who blocked my path to going to my husband. She's anti my husband. Dr. Cox, her neck is jerking, pick her up. And the police woman sent by Andrew Walker, arrest Andrew Walker for doing dishonest job. What about this Mr. Dedi? This Mr. Dedi should be arrested for being a dishonest man. He is not writing honest report. So I come back onto this subject here again. Para number 3.16, talking to wife. He was lying. He was making statement, contradicting statement. He told me my husband is going to die. I gave him a confrontation. I said, can you give him food and water by tube? He said, no, he's not going to benefit. I said, how do you know? You're not a god. Food is energy. You must give him the food. And he looked at me. I said, you got to increase the what is hydrocortisone to more than 100 milligram. That was done in the Royal Brampton Hospital. He didn't do that. He said, no. We are not going to feed him any more antibiotic. And he told antibiotic off. And then everything is off. Even that drug called as Epilon is off. Because he's going to die. Then all of a sudden, when I confronted him, I said, how many seizures Mr. Dudley had? According to my home helper, Mr. Dudley was fit up to the time she left at 7 o'clock. And he said, there is no seizure. I said, there is seizure. Because without seizure, my husband can't have paralysis in the throat. Then he went away. Oh, yes, there was one seizure. I said, what time? He said, time is not important. I said, time and date is very important. What date, what time? He said, it's not important. I said, it's very important. He said, we are going to discharge him. He's getting well. I think he wanted to kill my husband. That was, I think, on 9th, I think. When are you going to discharge? He said, over the weekend. And that over the weekend. But I knew he was lying. Because he was telling me he's very, very ill. When I gave him a confrontation that you should give him food and all this, give me information on Caesar, and he didn't give, and he said, we are going to discharge him, he's getting well. So he made a statement. Maybe he realized that I may be recording, so therefore he told nurses they are going to discharge him to Central Middlesex Hospital. Can you believe that? He does a cooking of books very nicely, Dr. Cohen. And therefore, on 9th my husband, on 8th I'm talking, on 7th he said, gutlo, drink, swallow the juice, uncle. On 8th, somebody bashed him up, and on 8th I reported on my husband, the killer, Bashar, to 2 doctors, and the killer may be listening, hitter may be listening. So what happened? The hitter again hit my husband same night at 8 after I left. I left at about 9 o'clock. You have to leave by 9 o'clock. So by 9 o'clock I was there. And so my this somebody who wanted to hit my husband again for reporting the crime to me, Gora, Gora, Mara, Mara, they hit him again. So by the time I reached on 9th, my husband was 99% dead. Can you believe that? He was uh, unable to say anything but responding to criminal gang. That means my husband brain was taken round the clock 24 hours by the criminal gang. He was a robot. Mr. Dudley was converted into robot. I saw Mr. Dudley lift his head and protrude his nose. Mr. Hooper tried to kiss me at work like that, protruding his nose. And I saw my husband lifting his head, and somebody must have told him, kiss somebody, kiss your wife or kiss John Hooper, kiss Hasseltine maybe, kiss anybody, never know, I don't know what goes on. I didn't have the camera. I was so shocked, and I should have said, darling, what are you doing? He would have woken up and maybe told, maybe not, and I quickly took the camera out. I should have kept the camera ready. I clicked the camera, but kissing was gone, but head was still lifted. So that's more than enough. So that day he spoke very minimum. 1 or 2 in the morning. He could understand everything. There was an Indian woman sitting next to me. She said, sell the house to me, sell to my daughter cheaper, and you come to Greenford, you live with me. You buy, you can live, buy the house in Greenford, I'll live with you. I said, what about your husband? She said, let him go, he's going, let him go, he's dying. I said, you should live with your husband. Or he can have his helper. People can look at a woman in a wheelchair. They think the wheelchair stuff is always, you can manipulate. Can you believe that? Even Lady Thatcher can be in wheelchair and Queen can be in wheelchair. People start thinking you can manipulate her. Can you believe that? Even Cherry Blair, the barrister, if she is in wheelchair, people start thinking you can dominate her, manipulate her. Like Obama is in wheelchair. People can think he's nothing. Now he's in wheelchair. You can manipulate him. I'm just thinking what kind of people exist on this earth. My husband heard the conversation. He made a gesture with his arm. No, 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 like that. Like he meant I don't want to sell. Mahabi is very fond of his house. I've been telling, let's move to a smaller house. Let's move to our own race. Let's move to among things. They will protect us, and living here is exposing ourselves to all these criminal gangs here, but my husband is murdered. Okay, so there's all this CIA, VA, it doesn't apply. I never said that. I said that there is a thing called American synthetic telepathy. It was used to read my husband. Seizure can be given by American synthetic telepathy and by laboratory controlled method known to Dr. Dr. Cohen. Because I got one website from National Health. In this country, this English woman is taken into the hospital to see if she got seizure or not. I will present that in the court, and in fact I have written, when I have written article after article, I have written that to Andrew Walker also and to Bowman also, and this Cohen is forgetting it. Seizure. It's a question. Now it's come to legal term. Whether we should recognize American synthetic telepathy or not. That's not a important issue. Important issue is my husband is a seizure patient. They wrote epileptic. It's called as misguiding. It's called as misguiding. It's like telling a blind man, carry on walking, 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 and fall on the cliff without telling a blind man. There's a cliff in front of you. It's like David Blanket. We take David Blanket. He would tell me, can you walk? Carry on walking. We are chatting up. and let him walk alone and he fall into the ditch. That's called as misleading. I'm a teacher, so I have to give you example so that you know how serious the crime is. Mr. Dudley was given Caesar by a criminal gang, or it was never by God. So you can assume given by God. If it makes you happy that Mr. Dudley was given Caesar by the gods, natural method, then so be it. But that's your duty is to keep an eye on my husband, uh, to stop him from having Caesar-related death. You must not keep Mr. Dudley alone to stop the Caesar-related death and Caesar-related all this criminal gang. I'm not interested in any white man. If my husband was a white man, all these trash women marry Englishmen nowadays. If my husband was a white man, do you think I should feed him to death by Caesar? Maybe I should insure him for 5-6 million pounds beforehand. Then tell Dr. Steer, or give him Caesar, or tell Cohen, oh, don't worry, give him as many Caesar you want, to murder him. I'm a very rich widow, then I'll marry another white man, and give him more Caesar, another 50 million pounds coming to. Carry on murdering, carry on marrying white men and carry on murdering them by using Dr. Steer and Dr. Cohen, in room number 10. Oh, very fast buck. Why have great train robbery? Why have Noe and bullion, all that gold robbery and things like that, this is because I'm a teacher, yeah. So this is what all the CIVA. I'm not interested in CIVA. I don't even read a newspaper. I used to sell newspaper. I don't even read newspaper because I had a hate for that article. What the doctor want? I sold every type of newspaper, but I never read it. I don't want to read it. I'm not interested. I am not English. I don't want to know anything about England. Negative attitude. I don't want to know what English people do. In my house, I'm Indian. I am happy with my hubby. He's my hubby. He's a carer. He doesn't want to live in India. He want to live in England. So be it. I'll try to convince him, but he don't have the guts to live in England. But he thought he was safe in England, but his killer came and said, in India we got a relative to love us. In England, nobody to love us. We are all alone here, You English people don't love each other. They can't love us. English people never love each other. I've never known English people loving each other. Marry today, tomorrow they are divorcing, There are multiple adulteries also. Again, I'm out of the circle, Again, perhaps Mr. Dedi will know that he go to ignore all that backing up material. That's backing up material to tell you my husband was murdered. Gosh. You know that it's on 9th they try to give a physiotherapy to my husband. He's half dead. They tell me to go sit outside. Why they want me to sit outside? They want to torture my husband, so they don't want me to see it. We tried to reach. They wasted 3 hours. I rather spent all my minute with my husband. They told me to sit outside. Cruelty to me. And in the process, they tried to. I don't know what they did to my. How much he cried. And it's a groin, sex-based skin is very delicate. You can't touch the skin. He must cry. And I must finish the film because my tape is coming to an end. The thing is that she said he's not resisting. I said put the pillows behind it. If she put a pillow, I said that's not enough. His head must touch. And she put 2 pillows. I said he's half dead. Why do you want him to sit there? Make his body comfortable on the bed. Then she said, go outside. I'll bring him again back. My husband was a sane. Why? I said he's sane. She tried to put it at the back. He rejected it because he knew the danger. If he put his head back, his neck might break. So they don't know how to do psycho study. And I said, but he's very weak. Make him sit down. So my husband knew he was intelligent. He was not able to talk. Brain was worn out completely by American synthetic telepathy. That's like if you purchase Rolls Royce today, put it on a hanger, keep the engine going, continuously carry on putting the petrol. Engine is going, in 10 days your Rolls Royce will be finished. Because the engine is finished. Mr. Dudley's brain was kept round the clock by criminal gang by using that synthetic program, and that is bombarded by criminal gang. They may be in the police force, but the mastermind is Mr. Hooper, because the questionnaire are Mr. Hooper. They are questions, those questions, they rather ask women. They are rapists. So I think that Indian people have a right to sort out these criminal guys who go around raping Indian women. The language came from Mr. Hooper. That is the language spoken by Mr. Hooper at workplace. He's the one who came from GCHQ area. He's the one who forced himself on Indian. He's the one who record everything. What did he say in that article? Minimum spoken, maximum punishment. Come and show me your face. My Indian will sort you out for giving me any punishment. But on the run, in hiding. My husband was killed. So, on 9th, my husband spoke only last word roti. My husband gave roti to English queen. My husband gave roti to English copper. We pay council tax. The council taxes are paid to salary of the copper, school running. Our children are murdered, but we are paying for your people, the children. The roads are made by my taxes, but I'm given that called as a parking ticket, because nobody is there to break the bones of English criminal gang. And now this is a new invention. It's called as murder Indian people by using American telepathy and make a fool of the crime reporter. Mr. Dudley is educated man, born high. He was born high. His parents taught him in this country. So you can't teach Hooper. There was free education when I came in this country. University free education, but your Hooper is not educated. So we Indian, we pay salary and educate our children, but you people keep your children as it is. That is a difference. My husband, somebody tried to, at workplace, I was trying to save Mr. Hooper from English people. Can you believe that? I thought people hate him because he's married to an Indian woman. It takes long time, to decide what he is. I'm thankful to Harry Todd for giving me description of Mr. Hooper. And to get at Mr. Hooper, many men proposed me. I said, you don't have to propose me to protect me from Mr. Hooper. Hit him, We Indian people don't go around marrying a woman. If that man bothered to, I'll marry you, and he will. That's the very best method of getting a woman. You set a woman upon, then marry the woman. The copper was wrong. I'm a better man than Mr. I'm willing to learn your culture. He was proposing me indirectly. You don't have to propose me. You should report what I'm writing. But no report is written, no nothing is used. Those people who did crime on me, they were in the job center, manager job center and his gang. And my bosses did not do anything to have him arrested. My bosses gave me description, head office sent Miss Minty, welfare worker, to tell me if Mr. Hooper is a persistent bother to you, and I don't know what he is doing to me. So we are Indian, we innocent Indian can fall into the traps of these trickster. They come and talk to us as if we are babies. Talking to Cherry Blair, Mr. Hooper will make sure he talks to Cherry Blair. But if Cherry Blair is Indian, Mr. Hooper will talk to Cherry Blair as if Cherry Blair is a baby. So that's how. I'm now finished because my family coming to Nant. This para number 3 says reports that I forgot about this para number 316. I've been trying to save my husband, reporting to police. They didn't want to do anything, that's their problem. But what I'm going to do with the police will be my problem. So God bless me. And Mr. Hooper, the desire to take my husband's house, that will never take place. Because we will tell the Queen, vacate your house and I come there. And we name the palace Mr. Hema Singh Dudley. This Queen must sort out her race, stay far away from Indian, stop chasing Indian house owner's woman or house owner. Keep your race away from me. After murdering my husband, sending threats. Mr. Hooper was sending threats to my husband. Extortion record was taking place in 67. They were visible. But nowadays they are invisible. That is the difference. That is what took place in my husband's case. Okay, now come, and I'm going to forget it, what is written. Important thing is that on a 6th I saw my husband. On 6th I saw my husband and he was half dead. And I gave open confrontation. My husband, okay, whole day, what took place between 7 and 8. And they refused to tell me. Then he said, yes, there was Caesar. I said, what date, what time there? Time not important. Everything is important, Mr. Army. We are army people, Everything is important. I'm a civil servant. Time very important. Police also investigator. They even if a person died, they make the lining of the body, how the body was on the scene. My husband's body, nobody investigated. On 6th, I had no cameras with me. I was unable to find my camera, but I bought a new camera, and that is stolen by Northwick Park. We will talk about it. Your Northwick Park employ nurses who are thief. No moral, no nothing. Finish your Northwick Park. I had such a high respect for Northwick Park because I got well there. And I wanted to donate money to Northwick Park, But now I want all these people who work there, I want all of them to go home and leave the hospital for better doctors bring from India, best doctors. Only Indian doctors in that one, only Indian nurses, maybe Scottish nurses, nurses from Scotland, clean nurses, no intercourse here there. And name the hospital as Mr. Hema Singh Dudley. What happened here? Background, I don't care what he's writing. Vascular, there is no vascular dementia. My husband was more intelligent, more memory than me. He never forgot a thing. He only forgets what for cooking chicken curry. Oh, I am not going to have chicken. Okay, spinach. Oh, yes. After, what for cooking? I said, I'm going to write on the board. You can read. So, but we will get rid of Mr. Dudley's dementia because we behave like children, we keep children in the house, So, my husband was not, he was reading Daily Telegraph, and the intelligent people do what is crossword. Crossword is not done by ordinary people, I can't fill even one, he will finish the whole lot of them. And dates, I'm sitting on the computer, I will never know the date. I'll forget what is day, bloody Monday, Tuesday, bloody Thursday. Because when I was going to work, I used to hate Monday. When Friday came, I loved Friday. Ah, what a sign of relief, Saturday, Sunday at home, you know. And then I remember every day, what is Monday, what is bloody Tuesday, and Easter coming, holiday coming. Wow, nowadays I don't know anything. When Monday come, all of a sudden, time is passing by, nothing is written, nothing done by my hobby, because I am getting bad, doody, daddy, and Mr. Didi. Why can't he be honest to be my friend? I am a very possessive person. I am the type who will never allow any friend of mine to get away from me. Those who know me, they never dump me. Those who love me, they never dump me. They never do any crime on me. My husband loved me. Only man who loved me in this Britannia was my husband. And he was my father, he was my brother, he was my everything. He was a representative whole of my family. If I'm nasty to my own nephew, they're young, because you got to restrain them or you got to teach them. He will say, if I'm dead, you need your family member. Don't break up with anybody. If I break up with my nephew and I told him, talk to them, but youngster nowadays, is a age gap. My nephews, my nephews, even their father was 4 months old when he slept on my own tummy. So that is the age gap. My nephew was born when I had a post office. Can you believe that? When I get cross with my nephew, then I decide, tell myself, you bloody this, you bloody that. This boy was born only when I was sub postmaster. Can you believe that? I was running sub post office, news agent shop when my nephew was born. They are children. Behave like children. Growing tall doesn't mean they are adult. The other one nephew is like that. When I got married, he stood in my legs because I was too fat. I was very ill to carry him because my joints were so. Next door, Vita is a Jewish woman. She gave birth to children. I will go and play with her children straight from civil service into her house, and I will sit half an hour, and then at 6 I leave because my hubby come at 6. And she used to feed, and the baby grew heavy. I said, baby grew heavy, I can't lift. That I love other people's children. When I give money, they feel very flattered. I say, sir, custom, when you see first time the new baby, you give the money. And they killed my husband. Can you believe that? Most beautiful man. There is no, my husband have no vascular dementia. The criminal gang did crime in Royal Brampton Hospital. We will get at them later on, because they did crime. My husband's Ian membrane was gone. Mr. Patel, I don't know whether he's alive or dead, but I got a tape recording, so it doesn't matter. He told me somebody was doing crime on your husband. There was a hangama there, and I interrogated. I can tell you, they were giving electric torch to my husband's brain. They must have done it. Something is done to give him vascular dementia. My husband never had vascular dementia. However, after reading the literature on the first stroke, it stated when a man have a first stroke, 6 months later vascular dementia is onset. So, but whatever is the reason, we never knew this term vascular dementia. It was invented by doctors in Royal Brampton Hospital. I only told them forgetfulness, and forgetfulness was due to hydrocortisone. My husband was doing stock market, very brilliant man. As soon as the steroid were given, 3 days later or 2 days later, he was off. I took him to Gurdwara. I said, can you take the shoes? We got to. No, I'm not going to take the shoes. Why too many people are here? I said, we have come to Gurdwara. Can I take your shoes off? He said, no. Let me go and find out what these people are doing. I realized my bee is not normal. I said, you sit in the car, I will Gurdwara after I do my prayer, I'll come. Then he said, okay. I then realized this man is not normal. How will he cross the road? I said, okay, okay, wait. I will come with you. So we didn't go to Gurdwara. We sat in the. I said, we had a plan to eat Gurdwara langar. I said, let me take my Abhi to Sagu and Thaka and feed him makki di roti, corn, chapati and spinach, and to make my Abhi feel relaxed, and he was relaxed. So that was the side effect of hydrocortisone given by Dr. Sharp, a member of CTR. So there were, we are not silly, stupid people. This Dedi is behaving like silly. This Bowman is behaving like silly. We are educated. So if you think we are not educated, I'll give you a challenge. And I'm trying to tell you this report is dodgy. It's a cover up on murder. And those who killed my husband, they have to be banned bar. It's not a Bowman wrote me a letter. Simple apology and nominal payment. Why? Is he a poodle? Siamese cat? You have thrown a dog in the air and RSPCA prosecuted. We prosecute them. We will think of a payment afterward. These people who killed my husband, they have to be behind bar. Killing is not legal. Is killing legal? Police arrested somebody. They said, you killed our own Hooper. Somebody said, you made a threat to kill. That. Somebody is a pimping and a threat to your body. You have to use some word to scare off the crows, scare